Hi everyone, I'm Paige Abbott and this is your weekly recovery message. This week I wanted to talk about the idea of detaching with love. This is a core concept related to boundaries, where we find someone in our lives who, for whatever reasons, when their brain mixes with our brain, it becomes a potent combination and not in a healthy way. So when we're interacting with this individual, we are triggered, we're activated, feelings come up, and this just can't be a functional, healthy, or helpful interaction. Basically, we recognize that there's issues in a relationship, and part of boundaries is recognizing that need to detach. This may also come up when we recognize that the person that we're interacting with is just not in a place of openness or willingness to look at their own issues, and therefore continuing to engage with them becomes unhealthy and unhelpful for us, but also as well as them, because we may be trying to push them in a direction that they're not ready to go, which can flare up shame, aggravation, and activation on their end as well as ours. So the bottom line is there's a variety of situations that can come about where we recognize the need to detach. A lot of people have a really tough time with this concept, and that's why it's added on those last two words, detachment with love. Doesn't mean that we're pulling away in spite, vengeance, or a desire to hurt. Actually, when we are pulling back, we're doing so out of care, empathy, and compassion, hence with love. So detachment with love simply means that we're enforcing and reinforcing an internal boundary for ourselves that is surrounded by that need to care for ourselves, and inadvertently we may be providing care for the other person, though that's not the intention in pulling away. If you're detaching in order to try and propel some change in them, then you are caught up in control and manipulation. You're trying to get someone to do something that they may not be ready to do. Detachment with love, because it's a boundary, is set for you by you. So pulling back is something that you recognize you need to do for yourself, and you're not doing it with any ulterior motive for the external individual. You're only doing it to look after yourself. It's important to recognize when you detach with love, there will be a whole bunch of feelings that come up for you. You may feel guilt, you may feel shame, you may feel anger, sadness, grief, loss, relief, guilt, shame about feeling relief, and there could be lots of other emotions that come up as well. When you detach, it is important to process these feelings, talk about them, write about them, and acknowledge them with your support network using your own recovery support tools. Don't expect that just because you've pulled away that these feelings are somehow not valid or not real. They're definitely very real, and they do need to be felt through. Now, you won't be processing these feelings with the person you've detached from. You need to process them with your neutral support network. As well, when you've detached, you may experience some cravings. You may feel a desire to reach out and re-engage with this person, and I would encourage you to give yourself a true detoxification and withdrawal period. So at least a period of a few weeks where you really take that opportunity to sit with these feelings and sit with yourself. Detoxing from relationships can take days, weeks, even months for individuals. So I can't recommend a set time frame that will fit for everybody, but it is important that you give yourself longer than just a couple of days, because even after a couple of days, activation and cravings will still be very high, and detox will likely not have quite settled down by that point. So detachment with love comes with a whole variety of opportunities. However, it can be a very uncomfortable process. It does not mean that you are being mean, it does not mean that you're being cold, and it also doesn't mean that you're avoiding. So if you're detaching with love, you're setting a boundary, and like I said, there's going to be a whole lot of feelings and opportunities for you to keep learning and growing from. How is this avoidance? You're looking at your issues and you're sitting with that reality. It just means that you've put some space between you and another individual. Detaching with love also does not mean that this is a forever thing. In some relationships and cases, it may be. There just may not be any period of time where engagement between the two people is a healthy or functional interaction. There may be other times where it is. But this needs to be checked out very cautiously. And like I said, after that detox withdrawal period and where you've given yourself that opportunity to truly be detached, then you may slowly start to look at re-engagement and checking if there's any evidence of change within yourself, within the other person, and therefore within the relationship. As you can see, there's a whole lot contained within this idea, but it's a very valuable and very core concept when we're looking at addiction involving relationships and healthy relationships overall. Likely, there will be people in your life that you do need to look at detachment with love from at some point in time. If you're there now, congratulations. If you're not there quite yet, hopefully you'll save this video and you'll save some of these concepts in your mind so that you can come back to them when you feel it's time. Thanks for listening. I wish you the best in your ongoing journey of recovery for the week. Bye for now.